What is going on? So I've got this NES Classic that just showed up today for review. Most people know the NES Classic that came out last year, November, I believe, and it was a huge craze. They made like 1,000 of them. No, they made a little bit more than 1,000. But everybody was trying to get their hands on them. They were 60 bucks and nobody could get them, and they were selling for like 300 bucks a pop. So, and then they discontinued them, and now they just announced they're bringing them back. But between all of that, after the cancellation of the NES Classic, which Nintendo said was just a limited run type of thing, they announced and released the SNES Classic Edition. So yeah, so this is coming out on the 29th of this month. It just showed up for review. I have the NES Classic here for comparison. If you've never seen one, it is an NES, fits in the palm of your hand, has 30 games, HDMI, upscales to 1080p kind of thing. So yeah, NES Classic, and then now is the SNES Classic. So here are the boxes side by side. NES Classic, SNES Classic, side by side. They kept the branding exactly the same. This one comes with 2 controllers, which is nice, and I hear the cord is longer, so we're gonna pop it open and see what's inside. Boom, there they are, SNES Classic, NES Classic. So this is a legit unboxing. I have not opened this thing, so let's crack it open and see what the SNES Classic is all about. Oh, well, let's go through the games that are in here first. So the big thing that's gotten all the headlines are Star Fox 2 specifically. If you play Star Fox on this and then finish it and beat it, it unlocks the it's never been released Star Fox 2. So that's like a brand new game in here that no one's ever played, which is kind of interesting for like a retro console. It's the only place you can play Star Fox 2. So Star Fox 2 is on here, Contra 3, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Superstar, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, I already said Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and Yoshi's Island. There they are. So let's open it. See what this thing looks like. Like I said, it comes out the 29th. And this is an early review, copy, unit, whatever you want to call it. Full review will be up next week, probably at launch. Comes in a nice package here. Want to make sure you save the box like I did with the NES. Put these over to the side. Hit me up with any questions you have. Here's oh wait, I think there's a nice poster in here. I've heard there's a cool poster inside, which is like also very retro, because like remember when games and like magazines and things came with a cool poster? Yeah. There it is. Oh, is it stuck? Yeah, some goo on there. There it is, nice poster, and then the other side's the instructions. You don't need many instructions for this. Alright, there's the poster. No one really cares about that. Start with the controller or controllers. So it comes with 2. NES Classic came with 1, which was kind of stupid. The cord was really small, which was kind of stupid. It was really hard to buy a second one because quantities were so limited, which was kind of stupid. Man, a lot of packaging here. They're in a bag, 2 twist ties. Cord already seems longer than the NES Classic, which was laughably small. There's the controller. Pretty cool. Yep, cord is a little longer still. It's not quite my wingspan here, so it's probably like 5 feet, 5.5. It's not quite 6. Controller feels nice. Feels like a brand new SNES controller. Feels cool. There's another one just like it, so you get 2 controllers, which is great because most of these games are 2-player. Which is cool, because like remember when games before they were online, like everything was 2-player. Couch co-op was like not hard to find. It was everywhere. So for power, comes with a USB cord. It's USB to micro USB. It also comes with a plug in case you need that. Comes with an HDMI cord, which you'll need to connect to the TV. And here it is. Oh man, yeah. Form factor is exactly the same. There it is. Has a reset button. The eject button doesn't do anything because you can't actually put cartridges in it. There it is. Fits in the palm of your hand. A Super Nintendo. I was always a Genesis guy. I actually never had a Super Nintendo, so it wasn't until Virtual Console that I got to enjoy some of these games. There it is. SNES side by side next to the NES Classic. Boom. Pretty much identical in size. NES is slightly taller. SNES Classic is slightly longer. There they are. Boom. Pretty cool. So this comes out on the 20th. There, let me give you a close up of it. SNES Classic with all those games on it. Preloaded, built in. Those games are built in. It does not take old SNES cartridges. Sorry if you've got a bunch of those old cartridges around, but this is not going to play them. So, I mean, it's impressive. Just like the NES Classic was. It's small, compact. It does really good emulation of those old games. Where do you even plug these in? Oh, okay. Ha! So the front, it has a false front here that looks like the front of the SNES Classic. It looks like it has those old controller ports, but those old controllers will not work with it. Instead, that folds down, and boom, there are your controller ports. That's actually good, because this would have been pretty ugly to have in the front. You have this classic looking console, and then you have these ugly connectors. There it is with the controller in it. And there's the back, the outlets, HDMI, micro USB. So there it is. Plugged in with the controller. Oh, wrong controller. But yeah, so I think I'm probably gonna play Star Fox first, so I can play Star Fox 2. I can unlock it and then play that. I look forward to the full review. So I'm gonna be playing it all weekend, all next week. The review should be up probably sometime next week. I think review embargo is late next week, so I'll have to double check on exactly when that'll be. But full reviews will run late next week, pretty close to the release date, which I said is September 29th. So if you didn't Nintendo did say that supply is going to be better than the NES Classic was. We'll see. I know the NES Classic is coming back, but we really don't know what supply is going to be like when it does come back. But Nintendo has said that there are going to be more of these out there than the NES Classic. So hopefully you'll be able to get one on release day, if not shortly after release day, once they get all those pre-orders for everybody who pre-ordered one. So we'll see. I don't know. We have no idea how supply is going to look. So keep an eye on it. And like I said, full review coming next week. If you have any questions about either the NES Classic, which I have here, I'll put it side by side, but that's kind of old news. If you have any questions about the SNES Classic, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at GameGuyPGH. And so yeah, that's Super Nintendo Classic in a nutshell. Hit me up with those questions, and thanks so much for watching.